Remate, so we're following up on last week's video where it was like, here's two cars, one of them's a render, one of them's a real photograph, can you tell which one's which? With the idea being I'll follow it up if there's any interest, which there's not been much. I'll talk about that in a bit. That's YouTube's fault. Let's see how it's done. Show the creative process behind it. But one of them's a real car, one of them's a photograph. Take a guess or let me know if you can spot which one's which. Vote in the poll and I'll follow it up a week later with the answer. And here we go. Right, so this is the original video. There's a McLaren Formula 1 car and a Ferrari Formula 1 car. Let's take a look at the comments to see what feedback so far has been. Overwhelmingly and understandably, the majority of people are saying in the comments, that is, that the Ferrari is rendered. It's the Ferrari, of course, from Ronaldo. That's pretty much the general consensus. I will agree with the group and say Ferrari is the render. Same thoughts from Jack's side. He's saying the shadows, yeah, the shadows kind of a thing. The shadows in the Ferrari are a bit off. The Ferrari is the render. The shadows are the giveaway. Something about the shadows makes me think the Ferrari is the render. That's pretty much blanket white. The poll, though, was a bit more balanced, which is where I was hoping most people would vote. 108 votes, 53% of people voted for the Ferrari, whereas 47% voted for the McLaren. Talking about the shadows, I'll show you the original photograph, linked in the description, where you can download and take a look at yourself. And this was the giveaway. Whoops. This is what most people picked up on, was the yellow edging running around the shadow. And that's what most people have said, look, that's off. That looks like you've kind of copied and pasted or masked around something, or you've touched up, or I don't know, but that looks weird. That's obviously the render. Get rid of my face, and you can see there's some like weird touch-ups going on around here, and oh whoops, there's like, yeah, and some smudging, but whereas on the McLaren there's like literally nothing. It's smooth all the way through. So there you go. If you said the Ferrari was the render, you were absolutely wrong. The Ferrari was in fact the real car. That was taken from the Formula Spy website, who are a Formula 1 fan site, and it was a picture taken at first practice 1 session from the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix. That was actually Charles Leclerc's real car. The yellow edging, if you're thinking, well, hang on a minute, Neil. Well, what's everyone talking about with these shadows? What's that yellow edging? Did you add that to just basically throw everyone off? No, I did not. That yellow edging is a phenomenon known as chromatic aberration. So if I take the actual photo that I used, which was taken trackside by Formula Spy or one of their partners or whoever, I don't know, save that to the desktop, open it up, that yellow edging is actually present on their trackside photograph. It's chromatic aberration. What's happened is when I've dropped their photo into Photoshop to put alongside my render is going to be a lot sharper than their photograph because it's a render. And I've had to apply sharpening and grain to match and balance them so one doesn't stand out more than the other. And it's just unintentionally enhanced that yellow aberration. But I didn't add it, and I didn't directly tweak it either. It's just been unintentionally enhanced image-wide as I've applied processing to both images. I did add this smudging around here, and I also added a bit of smudging here and a bit of smudging there. That was done intentionally because if anyone focused on my trackside smudging and not the fact that the car next to it was a complete fraud, well then that means my render was pretty photorealistic. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do have to point out, some people pointed to the fact that the wheels on the McLaren looked a bit dodgy and a bit suspect. I didn't see that. Whilst I was rendering the car, whilst I was editing the video, and even after I uploaded it, I didn't see anything wrong with these wheels. I've added 2 point lights above the wheels to replicate the sun reflecting on the tyres, because that's what the real car has. It's got 2 reflections from the sun here and here. What that's done is it's created a glare around the reflection. On my displays, that glare is absolutely minimal, if not borderline invisible. Some people are looking at that and it's absolutely blown out. I can't see that. Until I placed this video onto my Samsung TV and played it back, applied the dynamic picture profile, which just increases the saturation and the brightness, etc., and it looked like the wheel was chrome. And I was like, right, I see what you mean. So that's a future thing for me to look at, but I don't have a professional video grading, screen or anything like that. Even looking at this now, the wheels look fine. The area around the light is almost pitch black. There's a bit of a glow, very slight, but it's almost pitch black. So yeah, that was a giveaway for some people, but even on the inside of the rim, there's a bit of a glare, but it's very minimal, and it's pretty realistic to me until you look at it on some other displays, and then it seems to be enhanced massively. So yeah, that's just something that I need to pay attention to in future. But yeah, the McLaren is the fake. There he is. Or there she is in Autodesk VRED. This is the Formula Hybrid RSS 2021 mod from Assetto Corsa, done by Race Sim Studios. It's a 3ds Max model, and it began life looking something like this with no textures on, and I've just textured it up using their livery pack. It was a long creative process. The whole point of the series was to maybe take you through that, what's involved, how it's done, how to get to this point. It was a lot of hours. The model was then textured up, dropped over the photograph from the Ferrari with that edited out, and then the cameras obviously edited, field of view, etc. to match it as close to the Ferrari as possible. Lighting matched, and then the backplate dropped in. The background itself is an HDRI as close as I could get to the same sort of white balance and color scheme and saturation as Monaco. And yeah, that was the render. It was the McLaren all along, and what a model it is as well. So it's a pretty good model. I could have rendered this from any angle. It's got the KERS lights on the back. I could have played with the cockpits fully textured and modeled to all kinds of detail. I've got the decals for the entire car. And some people even said, I don't think McLaren ever ran that livery. I don't remember. Yeah, they did genuinely. At the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix, they ran that livery, and that's why I used it. So if you could have researched the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix, and you would have seen McLaren running that livery. Thank you very much for watching. That's all I've got for this one. YouTube has buried this video, unfortunately. That's why I'm doing the results quite early on. YouTube even sent me a message, in fact, saying, Neil, are you all right? Because this video is a bit weird to what you normally do. Are you sure you haven't lost control of your faculties? Because this is a bit strange. In all the 8 years you've been on YouTube, we're not sure you know what you're doing, so you need to go back to doing your regular stuff. So yeah, it's just been buried. It's not getting pushed and promoted to other people, and it's a bit worrying for me. I need to try and do different things, and if YouTube's not going to let me, I have some decisions to make on that, so I might have to do this sort of stuff on another channel. I don't know. Thanks to everyone who did manage to see the video and contribute, but moving forwards, this sort of stuff might have to be put on another channel, on a second channel. But yeah, that's why it's coming early. The views kind of stagnated because of YouTube thinking that I've just lost my marbles doing different things. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Put your feedback down below if there's anything you want to see from this. If you do want to see the creative process, that kind of thing, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. It's toodles, not doodles. It's toodles. Doodles.